fucking scoot back a little so I don't punch the microphone. Hey, come listen to our podcast, yeah. Please listen, it's a hitch. If you don't listen to our podcast, yeah, then you are a bitch. Welcome to Filmoscopy! Yeah, baby. Today we watched Clerks. When did this movie come out? Sometime in the 90s.
Like 90.
1994.
Really?
Yeah, 1994.
When did part 2 come out?
Part 2 was like in the 2000s or some shit. Like, I've never watched part 2, and I don't really have any like desire to either. Yeah, 2006 was part 2.
Well, they got a part 3 coming out, and they got all the same actors coming back too. So.
Yeah. The thing about part 3 that makes me laugh is that, like, and most of the sequels, the thing about most of the sequels that makes me laugh is that, like, they're like, I don't know, they're too old to be like getting in these kind of adventures. Like, the thing about this movie is that it has like this like rebellious, like, young kind of thing going on with it. And I feel like you kind of lose that like 90s edge, like, as the movies go on.
I think it's kind of funny. Like, I don't know, this movie's kind of depressing to me in a way because it reminds me of me.
This movie reminded me of myself working at Dollar General. So, yeah, this movie kind of means something to me in a way like that. I watched this movie actually like the month after I quit DG. I watched this movie.
You're like, thank God.
Yeah. Dude, straight up, I mean, you know, I don't mean to be like negative or anything, but when I have like a bad day at my work here, I just think about like a day where I was stuck on register at Dollar General, and I'm like, oh my God, it could be so much fucking worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the same way with me and my job. Like, my worst day at this job is nowhere near like a lot of my best days at Kroger.
I'm eventually going to get out. I keep saying that. One of these days, I'm going to get the balls and actually will get me a job somewhere because somebody will hire me. They'll hire anybody. And I'll get the fuck out. Or it's just easy because, you know, I've got this 4 weeks vacation right now. And it's like, fucking hell, man. And I pretty much, like, I don't run the show. But it's, you know, it's kind of like, you guys never watched the show Cheers. But it's like, you know, everybody at the bar that works at the bar, Cheers is a sitcom, but it's like all relaxed. And that's just how it is with me. I mean. Other than killing somebody, I get away with everything. I showed up 10 minutes late today, no one batted an eye. So,
and it's, you know, it can be hard to get out of like kind of ruts and stuff that you put yourself into. I mean, I'd probably, I don't know.
I'll say this, because I was just actually talking to my, I've mentioned on this podcast before, like, you know, I had a girlfriend that worked in the movie theater business. Well, I actually talked to her mom today and all that. And I'm sitting there thinking, if the biggest rut I have in my life is I'm stuck at this job, I'm okay because I don't have an STD, I didn't get somebody pregnant and brought a kid in with somebody I hate, and I didn't marry the wrong person, and I'm paying for a divorce right now. So to be honest with you,
and your
I can fix this situation anytime.
And your girlfriend hasn't sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
Well, I don't know. I got to talk to Brittany about that. I need to ask him, like, look, you said the number you've had sex with, but how many dicks have you sucked? So
in a row.
In a row?
That was literally the only joke in this whole movie that made me laugh. It wasn't even like the fact that like they were talking about how many. It was when the guy was like, in a row? Like that. That's the one thing in the whole movie that made me laugh.
Well, what about like when his girlfriend had sex with a dead guy and the dead guy's face?
My favorite bit is when she's walking out and then Dante comes out and he's like, hey, don't suck any dicks on your way out from the parking lot. And the guy like turns and he starts walking after. He's like, hey.
Hey, come back here.
Yeah, that's my favorite bit. That and like Jay and Silent Bob are actually like really funny in this movie. They don't wear thin on you because they're just like kind of like background characters.
I think Jay and Silent Bob are the most pointless characters in this film. Like,
well, Silent Bob is the director of this movie.
Well, I know that. I know who Kevin Smith is, but
I didn't know.
They're just in there because like him and like the guy who plays Jay are like best buds.
Yeah, Jason, what's his name? Jason Mules or something like that.
Yeah, they were like best buds, and this was like his first movie, and he basically just wanted to put him in there.
Yeah, I mean, like even in like early on when there's like a scene early on where Dante and what's his name, Randall, the guy from the video store, are they're like doing one of their little dialogue bits, and it keeps cutting to Jay and Silent Bob just basically like fucking around out on the sidewalk, and it's like what is the point of putting this in here? It doesn't. It's like
I don't know.
It's stupid.
Jay's like,
Just make me laugh.
Jay's like. He's like, oh, it's like, I'll suck your dick. Oh, I'm not gay. Get away from me. So stupid.
That shit's funny to me though. Like anything Jay says is just reminds me of like the dumb shit that I said when I was like 13.
And the funny thing is, Jay and Randall, those guys, I don't know the names of the actors. They played in Zack and Miri Make a Porno, the Seth Rogen movie. And
okay, yeah.
they were, So it's just let's go ahead and let's get the pre-production stuff out of the way real quick, Owen. Like,
okay, yeah. So this was Kevin Smith's first movie. When it was shot, it was basically shot as an indie film. Like it didn't really have any kind of like outside funding or anything outside of what came out of Kevin Smith's pockets or whatever he could get his hands on, maxed out credit cards, insurance claims and shit like that. The movie was shot so Kevin Smith at the time was working at that convenience store, and the movie was shot like after hours on location at his work.
Well, I have some of like the basic details pulled up if you want me to just go over those real quick.
Yeah, I can go over those. I'm just having a brain fart. Yeah, so the budget was pretty low for this. Kevin Smith he was like a comic book collector at the time, so he was like selling his comic books to be able to get enough money for it. It's all shot in black and white. And the reason for it being shot in black and white is because there were issues with the color or the lighting. So this movie was shot after hours, so it was always dark out. For the most part, when it was inside, it was nighttime. And when you have that artificial lighting and you're in color, you can kind of tell due to like the color of the lighting whether or not it's daytime or nighttime. You can tell if it's like artificial light, and I mean that's fine for the rest of the movie that takes place at night, but most of the movie's during the day. So that's why it's in black and white,
Which I hated. Not necessarily that it's in black and white, but like even just like the filters and stuff they put over it, like the real graininess of everything, and just
I think that's just like the film they used. I don't think because this wasn't shot on digital. Like
right,
no, this was
in the 90s. But
it was shot on a handheld camera.
Yeah, I mean that's 100. I like it. I think it gives it this kind of cool. I mean, a lot of what I think is cool about this movie is that it's like pretty indicative of like that early 90s kind of rebellious kind of thing, and I think like the black and white grainy film kind of works with that, and the soundtrack too. The soundtrack's really cool for this movie. It's got like
that cost the most amount of money. Barry, my boss, said because I was talking to him about it, the movie, and he was like, "Yeah, the thing that cost most about the movie was the soundtrack because he had, they got Stone Temple Pilots and Alice in Chains and all that."
Yeah, and they got like Bad Religion and shit like that. Yeah, I mean it's a really cool soundtrack with like a lot of hip bands for the time.
Obviously I'm negative about this movie, but the soundtrack's another thing I had a problem with. Like they're not bad songs, of course. Like on their own, it's great music, but in the context of the film, it just like it didn't really fit to me. It just felt like, oh well, these are songs that we like. Let's throw them in here, sort of thing. You know?
I can see that too. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
The beatbox section was great though when Jay starts dancing at night, and it's just like some random. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, it's just like I was going with it too. So I was like,
yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. Like, I mean, that's probably how they even picked the songs to begin with. But like I said, this is like part of what's cool about this movie is it was really hip for the time. And those song choices are part of that, and that's something that like Clerks 2 and 3 don't have. Like. Look at Clerks 2 and 3 soundtrack. That shit's like, I don't know, just random ass songs that are like pop. Yeah. It's just, yeah. Well, they don't put WAP in there because like Kevin Smith's like fucking 80 years old. He probably doesn't even know what the fuck it is. The only
Got
hip
some holes
thing,
in this house.
the only hip thing Kevin Smith did with the new Jay and Silent Bob reboot is that he was doing like ads on Pornhub. So like if you were like about to jack off, you'd get like an ad for Jay and Silent Bob rebooted. I thought that was funny. I mean, that's kind of funny, but I don't know. That's about the only like hip thing about the movie. I didn't see the fucking Jay and Silent Bob remake.
I've seen this Clerks movie. I've never seen anything else that had Jay and Silent Bob in it.
I've never seen any of them. Period. Besides,
have you guys seen any other Kevin Smith movie?
Yeah, I watched Dogma. That had Jay and Silent Bob in it.
That's also part of the Viewisk universe or whatever. I've never seen
like that.
I've never seen anything from this universe, per se. But I don't know if I've actually ever seen anything he's written. Or I'm pulling up his filmography now.
There's one line in Dogma that I remember that I crack up every time thinking about. And it's Jay's driving her car, and it's like making this really high-pitched screeching noise. And they're like going like 50, 60 miles an hour. And the girl goes, "What gear are you in?" And he goes, "Gear!" And then he blows up the car, and the next thing you know, he's like, "How did I know it was a fucking manual transmission, man?" And it's funny because I'm like, if it was a manual transmission, you have to pop the clutch to even drive the motherfucker. So it's kind of funny.
So I've literally never seen any movie that he's written or directed. But I see on his filmography that he wrote and directed Tusk, which is a film I've actually wanted to see for years now, and I just haven't had the opportunity to yet.
Wasn't he writing that Superman Lives movie?
Yeah, he wrote the original script for Superman Lives before Tim Burton came in, and Tim Burton's like, we're kicking you off this project, and I'm bringing my own guy in. So yeah, he kind of laid.
I want to look up what Tim Burton looks like.
You want to look up what Tim Burton looks like?
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, I feel like he's an old guy.
Hey, oh yeah, he's old now.
I'm a little curious.
At the time, he
I'm
wasn't.
a little curious.
No, I'm just kind of thinking, like, I wonder if he looks at, like, for some reason, I'm just picturing John Carpenter.
He just has crazy hair, bro. He's got the Einstein hair.
He's got that Sweeney Todd hair.
Oh, okay, yeah. He looks like a douchebag I'd hate.
He's like the nicest guy ever.
Oh no, he's not. In that Movies That Made Us series on Netflix, the episode about Nightmare Before Christmas, they talk about how like Tim Burton wasn't really super involved with that project from like a directing standpoint or anything. Like he wrote the short story or the poem or whatever, and then he was like the producer of that because at the time he was working on Batman. So he would show up to the studio and like apparently like he was like he had a really bad temper. Like people said like he would kick holes in the walls and stuff like that. You know?
And he wasn't even involved in like directing. So
yeah, he would just come in and get pissed off about something that they were doing. It's like what the fuck.
He's like, no, Jack Skellington's hands aren't right. You're pissing me off.
Steve, that was your grandmama's.
All right. So we got out of the way that you guys have not seen this movie before.
No, I've seen this movie one time before. It was with Squidward. And I remember she was like all excited about it. Of course, she was in like, I mean, it's probably just because she worked at the theater with those douchey people that worked at the theater. It's like, oh, you gotta watch this. It's a cult classic and shit like that.
Dude, you broke up so bad. It was like literally a whole sentence.
Yeah, literally, it was like, I went and saw this with Squidward, and then.
Yeah, it was like,
well, I'm sure it popped up on my on the podcast. I ain't saying it yet.
You're still doing it too.
Well, can you hear me now?
I know what you said, but you're still like it's literally like good. You hear me now?
How about now?
There you go. That's better. Yeah, it was sort of like
it's probably the reception on my phone.
It was like
yeah, that's literally exactly what it sounded like. It was literally like that.
Well, guys, can you ladies hear me better now?
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it's probably the reception on my phone.
I thought I was the only one who was hearing it, and then Cody just started laughing. I was like, okay, I know he hears it too. That's literally what we heard. So you saw it. When was this? When you saw it with Squidward?
2010.
1995.
Okay.
Yeah,
She was
1995.
happy. She was happy to see this like fucking 15 years later. Like, what?
Oh, she was excited to see it because I think she had seen the second one, and Jay and Silent Bob and shit. So,
okay.
I mean, it wasn't... Obviously, it wasn't... I mean, I watched it, I thought it was kind of funny, but I didn't think... Of course, I was, like, really, like, in my head a lot at the time. I still am, but my stuff now is more centered on my OCD. Then I was more, like, obsessed with, like, trying to get that relationship to work. Cody can vouch for me. And this is actually when me and Cody started being friends around this time, so it was just kind of like this... You know, I had friends that actually like talk to now, but I was like, oh, so his ex-girlfriend and him broke up from high school, but she cheated on him a lot. Can it still work? And I'm over here just like looking at her like, I don't know. And
You're like, wait, I see parallels.
I was making parallels. Of course, at that time, I dated the female for like 4 years at that point. So,
Squidward.
you know,
Oh, Squidward.
oh, Squiddy.
Yeah. So the first time I saw this, I think I was like 13 or 14.
Well, to be honest with you, I think that's around like 2010. So I saw it 3 years before you did.
Yeah.
You've been like 10 years old at the time.
Yeah, I saw it around then because I think my friend had recommended me to see it because he always would say shit like, I'm not even supposed to be here today. And shit like that.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, what if I was sitting on my couch? I'm, at this point, 22 years old in 2010. And I'm like, you know, I'm going to be hanging out with someone who's 10 years old right now. In like 10 years.
Like, yeah, this 10-year-old's a fucking cool dude.
But yeah, the production, like I told the little story, I watched this movie. So I've watched. This is technically the second time I watched this movie, and this is Cody's first, and this is probably Owen's like 10th.
Third. I've only
Military
seen this movie
turd.
3 times. Yeah. Military turd. But, so yeah, that was some of the backstory. Well, eventually, in the pre-production also, I forgot to add this, it got bought after it had been made by Miramax, which was owned by Harvey Weinstein. So he must have seen this movie and thought it was great.
Probably watched it while he was jacking off into a fern.
Yeah.
Probably. But he did. But Kevin Smith used that money to pay off all the credit cards he racked up, though, too. So, and it started Kevin Smith's career. So,
yeah, like this movie was his, debut,
launching pad,
basically. Yeah.
It's just crazy to me
basically
that even in the 90s, someone saw this and was like, yes, like this is. I don't know. I guess I just don't get it. But to me, it's like the fact that this is what kickstarted his career is insane. Especially when you look at like a lot of other directors who make like independent short films or stuff like that, and that are just leagues above what this is.
Yeah, this movie isn't highbrow at all.
And I think, like I said, the comedy is easier to sell to the audience anyway. It's lowbrow, but it's also easier to sell. And I think that, this came out, 94, you said, Owen?
Even at the time, this was considered, like, this style of comedy was considered kind of cutting edge. Like, people didn't show, like, spread pussies and talk about, like, snowballing cocks and shit, like in 94 movies, really, like, for laughs and gaffs.
I don't know. It just none of it landed for me. Like, I would honestly rather watch Freddy Got Fingered over this.
Well, we can make that our next movie. Let's do a redo.
Freddy Got Fingered remastered.
Daddy, would you like some sausages? But yeah, I feel like Kevin Weinstein saw this, and like I said, it's lowbrow, and I think it became a cult film because, at the same time, grunge was dying, but it still had that kind of lasting impact. Everybody's like, oh, where's the next big thing going to come from? So you had probably a section of the audience that didn't like the Hollywood blockbusters that came out at the time. They're like, oh, let me watch these little independent movies. And they saw this, and it just kind of blew up and became more popular, too. And like I said, obviously it forged a relationship with Weinstein as Miramax Pictures grew, and then Kevin Smith kind of had a job for life at that point. Because Jay and Silent Bob is literally them running around their Miramax studios.
Yeah,
Wes
they even showed
Craven's
up
in that movie.
They even showed up in
Yeah.
Scream 3.
Yeah. He's basically Kevin Smith makes all of his money on top of those two characters.
Yeah, which is funny. Like I've never seen any of these movies, but like I guess those characters are sort of iconic because I know who those characters are without ever seeing any of the movies that they're actually like starring in, if you want to put it that way. So because like when I saw Scream 3, I was like, oh shit, that's Jay and Silent Bob. That's weird, but maybe it's also just because I know I'm more familiar with Kevin Smith, but outside of his directing and stuff like that, because I really grew to learn who Kevin Smith was by watching Comic Book Men. So
yeah, he's straight up like the biggest comic book nerd too. So
yeah, his Twitter's really funny too. I find myself thinking about this one tweet he had like way back in the day. It was something with his wife. Like he and his wife made like posts on their Twitter or some shit. But he tweeted something on his wife's account like, yeah, we've been together for 10 years and your clip brown taint area still rocks my world. It's like we're cheating on each other with each other. And some shit like that. And those turn of phrases will come into my head every so often. I'll be like, it's like we're cheating on each other with each other.
I imagine that you're like the Wolverine meme where he's like laying in bed with the picture frame or whatever.
Yeah, it's just that tweet. Or it's that tweet of like fucking Trump's son talking about like titties and like milk coming out of him.
Random thing that was popping in my head today as I was on the toilet. I was on the toilet getting ready for work. I was going to jump in the shower afterwards, obviously. And I kept thinking about that scene in Waterboy when his dad shows up at the end with his cross eyes. He was like, I heard you going to the NFL.
It's me, Roberto.
And I just, that gets stuck in my head. I played it in my head like 3 times. I'm like, what the fuck? I haven't thought about this movie in forever. Owen, have you ever seen Waterboy?
Yeah, I have watched. I watched that like a long time ago.
Oh man, that's
his Clerks. He hates it.
I love that movie. That movie's hilarious.
Yeah. All right. Should I go over the plot real quick? I guess
we can do just a quick like point by point because I mean it's like an everyday at Dollar General.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
that's kind of like one of the things I think I like about this movie's setup is that it feels. It has like this attitude that feels real about it. Like you can tell that whoever made this went through this kind of shit and had to deal with, customers and shit, retail, and that's what really kind of appeals to me, especially having that retail experience I did in my early adulthood. It kind of connects with me in that way.
Yeah, because you have like all these people just ask stupid questions to you, and they think it's completely normal, and you're just like you feel for Dante because he's trying to be a good employee and be responsible and everything. Yeah. But then he's just put in these weird ass situations,
Yeah, and then you also kind of like feel for Randall too, because it's like, fuck these assholes, like they're just gonna ruin your day, like, just do your own shit and basically be yourself and don't let your job define who you are. In a way.
And it's really cool that Randall like actually cares about Dante as a friend. Because he makes it sound like he just doesn't care about shit, but he obviously does, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's a really cool part. Is kind of like the friendship between the two, and I mean they're both flawed characters. Like Dante, his big character flaw is that like he can't commit to anything really. Like he's like his own anxiety.
It sounds like me for real.
But his issue is that he's like kind of a pushover in a way. But Randall's issue is that he's kind of like just a dickhead who like really doesn't have very much compassion, but even past that, I think they're like somewhat likable. They have, or maybe not even likable, but they're good with the flaws. It's fun to see these characters interact and their weekday they have. But so yeah, the story opens with a position many people have been put in who work in retail where you get called in to work on a day that you have off and you had something planned. Dante's the kind of guy who would not say no and comes in anyway because he's too big of a pushover to, put his foot down. So even though he had plans to go play hockey later that day, he has to go in and open the store. And then we get to see all these like funny. The first bit is the Chuli's gum thing. So there's some kind of like riot at the store because some Chuli's gum representative is basically like calling him a peddler of.
It's so funny. He's warning everybody about like this is what happens to your body if you smoke, turning into he's selling us death sticks and all this other shit.
Is he?
I mean, that shit.
Is he a chewing gum person? Because I just assumed that he was trying to. He was just some guy there that was trying to scare people into not smoking cigarettes anymore and just offering gum as an alternative.
No, I think it's nicotine gum.
Yeah, it was like a nicotine gum or something, but he was like a representative.
He's a salesman of that, so he's really just trying to get them to buy the gum instead of cigarettes. That's all.
Yeah, that's why he kept saying Chuli's gum. Buy me a pack of Chuli's gum.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that at all. I just assumed he was trying to get people to buy the gum instead. But I didn't, which he was. I just didn't realize he was specifically from the gum company.
Yeah, and it feels so real too, because like straight up in retail, customers will turn on you for anything and will act like you're the worst dude ever for having like exorbitant prices or selling certain things, or whatever, when you have absolute no control over that. Yeah. So that's a little funny bit. And then his girlfriend comes in, I think, is the next thing that happens, and they get into that big discussion about whether or not sucking 37 dicks is like considered sex, or if it's like not. I side with Dante on this.
Yeah, he flips out. He flips out because she says that she's only had sex with 3 other guys, but then he finds out that she's sucked 36 other dicks.
Yeah, and I feel like he says something along the lines. He's like, I would have rather you just like had sex with them.
Yeah,
why did you have to go down?
And she's she's putting it back on him. Like, she's like, I didn't flip out like this when you told me you've had sex with 12 women. And he's like insisting that it's different. And I don't know.
Yeah,
it made me think of the joke from The Office with the energy drink for gay Asian men with this like coconut penis flavored energy drink. Because he's like every time I kiss you I'm gonna be tasting 36 dicks or whatever.
I mean, like, and he's kind of right in a way, but he might be getting in his own like shit about this. Like in a way she's right, like she's with him now, but in a way it feels like as a man he has like a right to be a little upset about it.
I think that the thing that grosses me out more than that is the snowballing thing. It's like, that's what's fucking gross. Like,
yeah, I feel like there's like a separation between like, I mean, maybe if you like go down on a guy, but like he don't nut in the mouth, like that's fine. But like if you're gonna snowball him, like what the fuck, dude? Like, that's a little too far. That's what we like to call a bridge too far.
Yeah.
So
that's
the argument that a dick too far. So that's the argument that kind of the first bit of tension between him and his current girlfriend that he has. And then I think next Randall comes into work. There's this funny bit, and it's my favorite bit. It's where that old dude is like has his videotape, and he puts it on the counter. He's like, "Wait, aren't they supposed to open at like 11 a.m.? I'm trying to return this." And it's like he's just a huge dickhead for no reason. And then he leaves his keys, and Dante just throws his keys in the trash. That bit's pretty funny.
Yeah, you talked about how you enjoyed hearing the interaction, or like listening to the interaction between the characters and stuff. Like, to me, that was like one of the fakiest parts of this whole movie. Because like
it's definitely amateur.
A lot of the characters seem like they're written the same way. Like with the way that they were directed, it's like, these 6 characters all need to talk the same, have the same style of vocabulary, And like when Randall and Dante especially are having like their back and forth, it just reeks like they're reading directly off of a script. It doesn't feel like natural conversation. You know,
Yeah, I could.
Because just the tone of it is like, and so and so dubba dubba and dubba 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 and dubba 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 and dubba 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 and dubba dubba duh. You know, like it's that same kind of like pattern every time they talk, and it's just like this isn't how normal human beings talk to each other.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I can see that. It never really bothered me. It's not something I picked up on. I don't know. I mean, I can see how that is. I always got the impression that those two are. I mean, they're like supposed to be best buds, so I would figure that they would kind of like have the kind of same timbre to their like conversation.
But it's not even just not even just them though. There's other characters that show up in the film that talk the same way. Like the guy that comes up on the roof to play hockey with them, the one that like knocks the ball off the roof. He has the same like kind of speech pattern, and you know it all just like feels like Kevin Smith wasn't original enough to write different characters, so he basically wrote the same character in like 10 different people. And then you have like a few of them that are supposed to be like the stupid type people, you know, that talk a little bit slower or don't really say a lot in general. But anyone that's outside of that, they all just feel like the same character.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, all the main characters kind of have the same kind of general attitudes. Yeah, I could see like you could tell the writer's voice comes through with a lot of the characters.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of separation between that, but I don't know. I mean, it's not like, to me, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. I really don't know how to put it into words why it doesn't bother me that much. The two, I don't know. I can't word it. If Lance was here, maybe he could help me. But, well, I'm not really thinking of a word. I was just, Cody was saying a lot of the characters have kind of the same kind of, they say they have the same writer's voice. I don't know if you know, like, writer's voice is like the characters kind of speak the same.
Yeah, the cadence, the demeanor, you know, it's all the same, spread across multiple characters.
It doesn't take me out that much. I mean, I know that they're being like they're being characters, and I know that it's not real, you know, but I don't know. It doesn't take me out of the movie the way they speak in this movie.
I don't know. I guess I will say it probably doesn't do any favors that the first thing this morning I got up and watched Batman Begins, which is a fucking phenomenal film, and then watching this, which just felt like a giant turd
with its $27,000 budget. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's fine. Again, like I said earlier, it's not so much. I understand it had a small budget, but everything just seems extremely amateur about it. Like I've said, there have been plenty of directors and writers who have come up with small indie films that are actually like very good on like next to nothing budgets. Yeah. But this just feels like Kevin Smith had somewhat of an idea and just kind of like rolled with it and got lucky that Harvey Weinstein took a break from jacking off and decided that he was going to pick it up.
I feel like, and I agree with you in a way on this with Kevin Smith. I do think, okay, so every Kevin Smith movie besides this and I think Mallrats is mostly crap. So I think that this movie is in a way lightning in a bottle, and I think that it makes up for its amateurness and how much kind of soul it has. You know, you could tell this comes from a place of heart from Kevin Smith. You know, before he made this movie, he was like pretty much down on his luck. This was his last hurrah, trying to get something made. He just wanted to make a movie with his friends, and you know, be a director. And you know, there's something to admire about that. You know, taking this kind of risk. I'm not saying that he's like incredibly talented or anything. In fact, like I said, I think this movie's kind of lightning in a bottle. It's just, you know, I don't think Kevin Smith is like great or anything, but I think that since this movie comes from a place, considering where Kevin Smith was and where this, like, what he was writing this from, it gives it enough personality to kind of be like, okay, yeah, I can enjoy this. I get what you're trying to do, and I can connect with it emotionally, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, and obviously, as we know, everyone has their own opinions. It's just for me,
Yeah.
hearing about like whenever people talk about Kevin Smith, they talk about Clerks, like
Yeah.
and so watching this and just in the first 15 minutes, just being like, holy shit, this movie is boring. It's not well written. There's nothing going on, and at the end of the film, I still felt like there's really no point to this movie at all. All it is watching people talk about, speak with meaningless drivel and do meaningless tasks, So,
I mean, yeah, and I mean, in a way, that's the life of a clerk, I mean, that's what he's trying to kind of give off in a way here, is that they don't, he's stuck at a shitty, like, registered job. Like, it's, yeah. But I mean, like, even the bits, like, them talking about Star Wars doesn't make any difference. There's nothing to the plot there. It's just supposed to be like, yeah, it's just like a funny day in the life kind of thing. Like, they're just shooting the shit.
right,
it's just fun.
and that's completely understandable. It's just when the movie starts at point A and it still stands at point A when it's over with. What was the point of the movie?
Yeah, and I mean,
nothing is gained from this film,
and that's even the funniest thing about it is that the original ending to this movie was supposed to be that, and it still exists. You can find it on YouTube, but they cut it out because one of the distributors or the producers or something thought it wasn't like. He thought it was kind of mean spirited, but originally, some guy like a robber was supposed to come into the store after they closed and just shoot Dante in the head, and then he dies.
That to me would have been a better ending, because at least at that point the message of the film is, Dante is a pushover. Dante does whatever he's asked. He has a dead end job with no purpose to it, and at the end of the day he loses his life to something that had no purpose. So to me that would have been a better message than, well, here's Dante's end of Dante's day at this shitty retail job where nothing in his life changes. It just.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, this movie's like, I don't know. It's like Seinfeld too. It's like nothing happens in Seinfeld.
Well, I hate Seinfeld. I hate Seinfeld too. So I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I know that's blasphemy to some people. That's blasphemy to some people that I don't like Seinfeld, but I don't like it.
Yeah, Cody. I think that's enough for us to kick you off the fucking podcast.
That's the last strike, buddy.
That's it. The constant delays.
I'm not even. I don't even really like.
Seinfeld.
I don't really like Seinfeld that much either. I know it's.
Fuck off my show.
Lance, do you like Seinfeld? Are you a big Seinfeld guy?
Actually, not really.
Okay, gotcha. I've never really given it a fair shake. So.
No, it's a show about nothing, and the whole point of like halfway through the season or it's at the end, they come up with an idea. It's like, hey, let's create a TV show, and it's like it's about nothing. We'll call it Jerry, because Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And they take it to NBC, and NBC's like, we love it, because NBC loved it in real life. And like, there's a show called, oh shit, I can't remember that fucking dude who made it. Larry David made it.
Yeah, it's it's an HBO show. That's
fucking.
Do.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
become
theme.
a meme now.
Oh,
We.
God, what the fuck is it called?
Here, I'm just gonna Google it. Larry David show. HBO.
I'm gonna fucking like freak out because I can't remember the name of the show. I've never watched it.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your
Yeah,
Enthusiasm.
he's the co-creator of Seinfeld with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, and Curb Your Enthusiasm is in a lot of ways kind of similar grounds.
Yeah, but Jerry Seinfeld, the show Seinfeld was like a very general thing that people could digest, but obviously it was TV that you could put on primetime television. You either get it or you don't, and you're not. It's not because you're getting it because it's such this like great fucking show. That's not the point of it. You're getting it because you relate to it.
Yeah, you mean this movie, or do you mean
Yes.
like are you still talking about Seinfeld?
Well, I mean, Seinfeld's the same thing. It's relatable because that show is full of conversations about nothing, and they spotlight it, and you sit there and say, "Yeah, that happens in everyday life. It's kind of funny." And this show right here, if you've ever worked this movie, if you've ever worked retail, and okay, to be fair, if you're a dude who's worked retail, you can really relate with this movie because girls don't have the same humor as this. Most girls probably wouldn't find this shit funny because this is definitely written from a dude's point of view.
Yeah,
and each character, except for maybe her, each character is written from his point of view, but it's also written with his voice. So it's like, okay, this is how I see this person, and this is how their questions or whatever comes across to me. But at the same time, I don't remember what they said, so I'm just going to write it how I would say it. So that's when Cody was saying earlier, because I was listening to the whole conversation. Cody was saying earlier how it's like it's not really it's really written. It's like kind of like an audience of one movie, you know, and it's for him.
I can forgive the movie for having that because of how, like I said, how much it feels like Kevin Smith put his own feelings into this and how much I relate to them. You know, as I mean, this just reminds me of being back there and just shooting the shit with you. And, being like, fuck, I hate my job so much. I hate being stuck here.
And you're completely right. And the thing is, it's like, see, I don't think Cody, and we can ask him when he comes back, I don't know if Cody had the same experiences at his retail. He had friends and all that stuff, but they didn't come across as the type of people that would play, like, jokes or go do shit. Like with Alex, who, I met through Dollar General, and this is like 10 years ago, me and him got caught on camera one time for 4 hours standing in the same position in the clothing section of the store. We were playing rock, paper, scissors for like 3 or 4 hours. It was constantly like that. We had egg tossing competitions in the back. I would have to scan out damages, and we'd have competitions of throwing the damages into the trash can.
We did like the same shit too. We played like football and shit.
I'm the bad influence on everybody, and I'm like, hey, let's go do this. The funny thing is, we also used to throw a football around in the back room, and a big tradition thing was, and at the time, like when I met Alex at Dollar General, we both had girlfriends, and then I'd have my multiple breakups, and he had his big breakup. So we just gravitated towards each other. So we'd go to like Waffle House or Denny's afterwards, and then we'd go fucking play football in the parking lot. So it's straight up just kind of like Clerks, I had very crude humor back then too. I still do.
Yeah. And like the shit they talk about in this movie is like straight up the shit that we say. Like,
yes, I mean we talk about Star Wars all the time.
Yeah, well, it's like that's what gets me about this movie is that like, especially like when I was 13, I connected with this movie because it felt rebellious. Like it was like, yeah, man, life fucking sucks. You get stuck in a shitty job. And then like as a 22-year-old, I connected with it because like I'd fucking experienced this. Like this is 100% like what working at like a shitty retail spot is. It's just shooting the shit with your like friend you have and just talking about like dumb shit.
Well, it's funny. It's like I hadn't seen this movie by the time I had done a lot of these things. Like my life, and this is kind of sad, but my life, I used to watch, like, I told you about the self-discovery thing when we recorded Cinderella Man. Self-discovery movies and stuff like that. Well, I started watching older sitcoms on Nick at Night and then eventually TV Land. I'd watch the black and white stuff like Bewitched and shit like that.
Shout out
but
to Nick at Night.
Nick at Night. But I watched
George
the show.
Lopez.
Oh yeah.
I watched the show Cheers, and Cheers lasted 11 years, and it was like the show felt very real. It was obviously a sitcom, and it was just about what's happening around this bar. But the character, the main thing are the characters in the show and everything. It's just a wonderful show. It went 11 years. And my life was like kind of like that. And I would use lines from that just to entertain myself. Literally my entire adult life at this job is finding a way to entertain myself and to make it comical. Is how it is. Usually most of the time I'm just fucking miserable. But, when I would do that. So when Alex came along in like, I want to say 2009. And then I eventually became friends with Cody because his time fiance, now his wife Stephanie, started working there like mid 2010, and she's like, "Oh, my fiance likes wrestling," and she's probably regretted it ever since. But I also met Alex's brother Jacob, who are the two co-hosts of probably a semi-defunct podcast. I'll Take Three, still a good show. Go check it out. But me and Alex would just completely goof off, and then I had a crazy dude that worked at the store, and we would make fun of him. And it was just not in a mean-spirited way. I was probably mean-spirited. Alex wasn't. But it was just like that thing. And then I watched this movie, and I'm like, holy shit, it's like me and Alex. But Alex is way more mature than I am. And he had like goals and aspirations. And then Alex left, and his brother started working there. So it was me and Jacob did similar things. We didn't do egg tossing competitions because I didn't want to have eggs bust in my hand anymore. But we did a lot of the same shit. And like Cody, I was telling him, we'll get to like ask you this question, but you know, me and Owen have had a lot of fun times working at the store because we literally did no work.
Even despite the fact of how like shitty and soul crushing working there is.
Yeah, like I made it. I'm not saying like, oh, toot my own horn, I did great, but I kind of made it an escape for both of us because like let's go sit in the back and just talk about bullshit and just act like we did something the last 2 hours. That's how my work goes. And like me and Alex would have like egg tossing competitions in the break room. We'd play football in the back room. We would have competitions for throwing the damages into the dumpster as far as ways we can get. We'd play football out in the parking lot when we were done working. We would go out to eat afterwards, like Denny's or Waffle House or something. So without watching this movie, my life was kind of like Clerks at that time. And at the time, work still is miserable, but I was using it as an escape. Like, because hanging out with Alex and then later on with Jacob and obviously later on with Owen, because I started a podcast with Owen, you know, was like, it's still an escape for me. Like, I still find, like, I'll have moments, like Owen knows, and especially Cody does too, but Owen really knows because we work, like, day to day together, like, how in my head I am with my OCD, and it's just constantly miserable. But then I would have moments where it was like, oh, I'll break out of it and we have fun. Yeah. Or we sit there and just laugh about some stupid video and just talk about stupid shit or make fun of somebody. Yeah. And that's what this movie is. Like, this movie is a dude's humor. So if you've ever been a dude that's worked in retail or in a movie theater or it's just something like where you're serving the public, probably even in a restaurant, you know,
dick and cock jokes and like, you know, porno and shit. Like, it's literally just like the shit that we joked about on here.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. And I was just telling him, is like, I know Cody had friends at work, but I don't think you had the same experiences where you were able to like go fucking goof off and have a good time, because Kroger's is more professional.
There definitely was. Now, whenever I became like a assistant department manager or whatever, it was a little bit different because I couldn't really do that kind of shit anymore. But especially like,
see, I did this shit as an assistant manager, man.
See, like I remember working at KFC and like goofing off with people. And then, I mean, I had a few jobs where I never really had that. You know, I worked at a Jimmy John's, I worked at a Dollar General, and I never had anyone around like that. And then whenever I went to White House Kroger, I had that again, where I had people that, you know, we'd go into the cooler to break down the truck for the day or whatever and just be goofing off and doing stupid shit all the time and just to help pass the time more. But it's definitely relatable, you know, like it is in this movie. It's all relatable. It's just I didn't even like I would have never like been like, yeah, this kind of shit right here would make a fun movie to watch, and it really doesn't. So
I got you. Hey, let me ask you this: if you had seen this movie while you were going through these experiences working at retail, do you think it would have been a little bit more different?
I don't think so, because there was something that I watched while I was in retail still that was sort of relatable and like actually like I found funny, and it was that Superstore show that ran for like 4 or 5 seasons, and like I would watch that and be like, oh, this kind of shit's funny and it's relatable, but they obviously kind of changed things to make it more comedic and, you know, a little bit more out there. But it's like this is probably more real, but it just doesn't, well, real to an extent. I mean, I doubt you'd ever have some weirdo coming in there counting eggs or, you know, taking them all out and putting them in their mouth and shit.
I mean, you will.
Yeah, you have some weird shit at Dollar General, man.
Yeah, you had Dracula taking shits like in fucking totes in the back. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
like
there was an old dude. This quick story. Owen brought it up. This old dude, literally looking like Dracula, old and decrepit, walked into the back room, and instead of going right to go towards where the bathrooms were, he went left. Okay, you can get to the bathrooms through the sales floor. He still went through the 2 back doors. He went into the fucking electrical room. He dropped his fucking pants and took a shit in the bucket that caught the water from the water heater.
Oh my gosh.
Not even lying. This is not even... I have so many shit on floor stories. And everybody acts like, well, it's really weird that Lance is always checking his shoes or asking people to check his shoes.
No, it's not.
Or he's like
People
looking for... Because this place, like, I've had too many shit on the store. Like, it's just disgusting. It was some woman... Okay, there's no joke. Another fucked up story. This woman, they caught her on camera. I came into work that day, and I was closing, and I was putting my stuff in the cooler, in the refrigerator, and I walked through the back room. Our 2 back rooms are connected through a hallway. And I walked by the cooler, and Sarah goes, "Hey, Lance." And she's one of our most loyal listeners. And I'm like, "Hey, Sarah." And I look down, and there's a big pile of kitty litter on the floor. I'm like, well, that's weird. And she goes, "A customer took a shit on the floor back here."
Did she say that? Or did
she didn't say shit. Someone used the bathroom on the floor or something like that.
Okay,
Sarah doesn't cuss.
that's something Sarah would say. Like, she would say shit.
We caught her on camera, and this woman, and it was like literally 8 minutes, and she was out the door. You see her walking through the store. You see her. She goes to the back room. She goes in the back room. She's in there for like 30 seconds, and then she pokes her head out of the back room, looks to her right, then looks to her left, and then comes back out. Now, all this is happening. I combined 2 people. Barry, my boss, and Sarah, the boss of the frozen food and perishable department, are in the produce area. Like, you could throw a rock and you could hit them. So she drops a deuce at the corner where the 2 break rooms meet. The 2 back rooms meet. She takes a dump right there in front of the dairy cooler door in the back room, mind you. Walks out the fucking door by the bathrooms because there's a secret little door you can walk out. And then you see her leave the fucking store. This is I'm not making this up. I mean, this is legitimately that. Somebody took a shit between... we have 2 pallets on the floor that are loaded up with toilet paper as a display. Somebody took a shit in the middle of that.
They were like,
this is on the sales floor. This is like 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning.
What the hell is
So
wrong
they got
with
in
people?
between.
Like,
Yeah,
Dude, they destroy the bathrooms. It just doesn't matter. It's fucking disgusting.
I thought it was bad when people like took a shit in the public restroom and they don't flush. You know, like they'll just be like,
"Oh, dude,
don't flush, don't wash your hands."
I miss those days.
Yeah, that shit's easy to deal with.
That's easy. When you have them, they literally shit on the floor and they wipe it on the wall and all this other disgusting shit, and they touch things. It's disgusting, man. And these people, they don't care. They don't offer to clean. This one old lady, she came in here, and she fucking shit all over the fucking place. And she came up to the cashier, and she was crying. She goes, "I had an accident," and then she fucking leaves. She doesn't offer to clean the shit up. Look, if I shit on the floor by accident, I'll clean it up. Give me the cleaner. I'm sorry. But these people just fucking shit on the floor and they fucking leave because they're fucking retarded. And you can leave that in the podcast. I don't give a shit. People are fucking retarded and they're disgusting. If this offends you, listening to this,
they're giving.
Hold on, not you, Cody.
They're giving a lot of shits for you, even though you don't.
Oh, they are. But if you're listening to this and you're offended, then you're not the person shitting on the bathroom floor. It's the brain dead motherfucker that comes in there. And he's just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna take a shit on the floor." Who fucking does that? It's disgusting. Yeah. Who does that? I've had to do like some desperate things in a parking lot before, but you know, I didn't do it where somebody would go fucking walk, preferably. But you know, it's ridiculous. But this is the type of thing like when this dude goes, "Do you have a bathroom?" He's like, "It's just for employees." Well, I know, but I figured you'd let me use it.
That's
and then
100% true.
Well, yes, and he's like, "Well, what about the toilet paper? I see you got some of the fluffy stuff on the shelf." This is something that people it just shows, and it's the truth. It's always been this way.
Yeah, and I get
when
it.
They're not working at the place. They just don't fucking care. And I'm not saying this because I want you to like the movie. I'm just getting this off my fucking chest because I'm pissed off.
I get it, and like that bit. See, when that bit right there that you just brought up with the guy coming in like, "Oh, I know it's for employees, but I figured you'd let me use it." I was like, oh, this could
Some
go
of the soft
somewhere.
stuff.
And then the bit goes on for way too long. I was like, oh my gosh, this is
He wants a
not
porno
funny.
mag to beat his meat, dude.
Here's another thing. I'll give you another example. This has happened within the last month. They finally replaced the men's toilet where you sit down. Mind you, the men's bathroom didn't have a toilet to sit down in for like 2 months. Yeah. They're trying to
Wait,
fix it
why?
because somebody flushed something down the motherfucker and completely clogged up the pipe and they could never fix it.
So it's been like that. When did it become like that? Like, how long ago?
Like 3-4 months ago, it was like that, and for like 2 months they never fixed it, and they finally sent somebody out to replace it. So the dude, there's no water in this fucking toilet, mind you, and the dude's working on it. Well, he left to go grab some more tools, and somebody in that time went in there and took a shit in the toilet with no water in it.
It's so fucking real.
And they were fucking gone by the time he come back. Literally within like 3 or 4 minutes.
How do they do? They take like fucking quick ass phantom shits too. Did he have to like fish it out? Like what
I didn't ask. Barry didn't tell me what happened. But this is literally shit you have to deal with when you work in retail because people just don't care. You get the fucking salt of the fucking earth. And I will tell you, seeing the general public, it's no wonder this country is in what it is right now because everybody's fucking stupid that comes in there. And like I said, when I go into a store, and here's the thing, because this is another thing they don't teach you at retail. It doesn't matter what you do for a customer. They'll get offended at the slightest thing and they want you to change a price or whatever. And if they call and complain to corporate's not going to listen to your side of the story. You're going to be in trouble and you're supposed to call that person back and kiss their ass. So you literally are stuck in a rock and a hard place when you work in retail. So long time ago, I quit giving a fuck myself. If someone, and Ben told me this, Ben, we'll go ahead and cut out his name, Ben, my superior employee at the store, superior officer, just told me, just change the price for the customers. I don't want to have to deal with calling them. Because he's the one that has to make the calls. I'm like, okay, cool. Somebody comes up and rings up $25. That's supposed to be $5. Okay, so $5. I don't care. I literally don't care, and I don't sit there and I don't even make a contact with them with customers now because if they have a question, they'll ask me. I just look down because I'm not gonna say anything. I may be unfriendly, but you're going to still come to the store if you gotta buy something. It doesn't matter. And when I go into a store, I'm not rude or anything like that, but I'm going to get my opinion out because at the end of the day, not an opinion, but if like the price is ringing up wrong, like, sorry, it's ringing up wrong. Well, like, look, this is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to fix this for me. I will say that now. I used to not do that because I don't want to get an employee in trouble. Employees don't care. You go to a place and you're just like, why does they keep messing up my food in a fast food restaurant? Or this service fucking sucks in the store. They should just go get a better job. Well, okay, first off, don't go into the cheapest location and expect great fucking service. I'm not going into Dollar General expecting to get a fucking spa and a fucking massage with all my fucking groceries. Okay? They're paying those people $9 an hour at the max. And most stores are getting maybe 20 hours because it's the only job they could probably find or would work around their schedule. They're not getting paid to listen or deal with your bullshit. And you're just sitting there expecting great service and shit like that. It's ridiculous, especially with this pandemic. Well, we can't get shit into the store.
Yeah,
like
that's what like completely made me lose faith in the general public was during COVID. Like, you know, we were out there, and I mean, you know, we caught it, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But at the time, you know, nobody was really sure. But we were basically putting our health on the line. And these people treat you like fucking dog shit. They were like, you know, hey, this isn't fucking right. You know, this, and this, and they had shit to complain about. They fucking bitched if we were out of things, like fucking that everybody's out of. They, like, accused us of, like, fucking holding the shit in the back, like this is some kind of conspiracy. Like, fuck them.
Yeah, it's fucking, like, literally, they got mad because, like, we only had 2 cash registers open of the 6 registers at the time. 5 only worked. But Ben was like, we got to stock the shelves. Everybody just run truck. They can just wait in line. And literally, some dude came in, 2 employees, Savannah and Montrese, were on the paper towel aisle. It always happens here. But the dude came into the paper towel aisle and goes, hello, ladies. He licks his fucking hand and just walks down the fucking toilet paper side of the aisle, rubbing every package he can find, and then he leaves. This is like in the beginning of COVID, by the way. This is the kind of shit. Now, look. I am not saying every customer's like that. There are some very nice people.
Sounds like that dumbass NBA player who thought it was all a joke and was like coughing all over microphones and shit.
No,
and then he ended up
I think that dude
a few days later.
Yeah, but I think that dude, because they damaged out the product he touched, I think that dude did that shit because he probably was sick. I don't think he did it because he thought it was funny. I think he thought it was sick. He was going to get other people sick. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and say, and I just kind of generalized what every customer is, that everybody's fucking stupid. No, I don't think everybody's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think my mom are stupid. I don't think my dad's stupid. But everybody else after that, yeah.
That come in there, that are genuinely nice people, but... But
there's also people that come in there and they're like, I want you to pick this bunion off my toe and kiss my ass. And by the way, why don't you have any fucking cheese? Like, okay, look, ma'am, I explain to these people, look, I've been out of this stuff for like 4 or 5 months now.
Oh, yeah.
And I order.
I
order this stuff. It does not come in.
I can't tell you how many times I had to have that conversation with people when I worked at Kroger. Like, I've ordered this or the department head's ordered this. We're out. Like, they don't have any in the warehouse. We can't just fucking go to the back and slaughter a cow for you. We don't have a farm out back.
Yeah. But you can see, like, when you tap into that frustration, obviously the humor didn't land for you in this movie, but this movie is extremely relatable if you ever worked in retail and been a dude. Because everything that just happens. And I went on a huge bitch fest in this fucking... This part of the podcast. What's up, Owen?
Sorry about that. I unplugged my microphone because the fucking cat was tugging on it or some shit.
Okay. No, I was just saying, like, this movie, for me, because I feel like we have 3 different degrees of separation here. Owen discovered this movie because his friend wanted to watch it, and he likes it. It's not something he watches all the time, but he likes it. I watched this movie because my girlfriend at the time wanted to watch it, and I understood it. I thought it was funny, but it wasn't something that stuck with me. And then Cody just absolutely hates the movie, which I understand too, because, I mean, if I didn't have to watch it, my girlfriend, I wasn't trying to seem all cool around her and shit because she had some of her friends are like, oh, this movie's so great. I probably would have fucking just hated this movie. But I never went back to rewatch it for like 12 years. So it's not like this movie. This movie is just relatable, and it's so true. Because at the same time, like we circled back around this like a toilet bowl quite a few times where, okay, he wrote this entire movie from his point of view. This is how he perceives the customers. But there's no, like Cody was saying, there's no change in dialogue. Everything just sounds like it was written from the same hand instead of having like at least a different shade of colors for customers. Like, this person sounds different from this. This isn't The Last Jedi, I should say.
Well, specifically, you have like the characters that are supposed to be deemed intellectual, it seems, and they all speak the same way, which is basic. Like Owen said, it's the writer's voice. It's Kevin Smith. So,
yeah.
And then you have like the people that are supposed to be like, oh, these are the shitty customers or whatever, and those are the ones that they don't speak the same as these other characters. But the problem comes from you basically only have 2 types of characters spread across a dozen or so,
I think there's 3 different types of characters. The 2 female characters, which are 1 and 2, and then 3, which is everybody else.
Yeah. Well, I mean Dante and Randall do have they have different views on stuff. They speak the same, but it's not
the views. Specifically, it's the way that they talk and the vocabulary that they use. They seem like it literally just sounds like it's the same. Yeah, they have different opinions on things. I get that, but like they seem like the same person almost.
Yes, I agree with Cody on that. This is the precursor to, like Owen was saying earlier, to like edgy humor that became popular in like 98 to like 2002.
Daddy, would you like some sausages?
But the thing is, Cody, if you think about it, that's also when like shit like Limp Bizkit got popular.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, the majority of people will sit there and say that music hasn't aged. And I feel like Owen would be one of those people, not because he's a prude, it just wasn't something he liked. But for me and you, since we were fans of it, we'll sit there and be like, okay, yeah, it hasn't aged, but I fucking jam this shit all the time. It's awesome.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
there ain't, yeah. There, I mean,
And
there
I
ain't
think
nothing
that, you
wrong
know,
with it. It's just, and there,
no, ain't nothing wrong with it, but this movie just doesn't click for you at the same time. And like I said, I wouldn't say it clicked for me in the sense of, oh, I love this fucking movie. I just find this movie extremely relatable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like, I'm not a super mega Clerks fan or anything. I just think it's funny. I like it when he writes the little thing that says, I eat cocks, and he knocks on the window.
Okay, look, I think that was kind of funny because I didn't know, I didn't have my glasses on at the time, and I was like, what they write down? And he opens the door, and he just pauses at the door for the joke to land. And I thought that was really fucking stupid, and I loved it. I'm like, little cocks are all like, ha, ha, ha.
I like that. I like it when Jay says the no word that we can't say because of the internet is modern now. I like it when he starts talking about, like, sucking dicks and stuff, and he's like,
he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I was like, you're actually kind of cute though.
He's like, yo, Silent Bob, you looking kind of cute though. Fucking line you up like a circus seal. What? I'm not fucking gay. I like women. Like, that shit makes me
He's
laugh.
like, oh yeah, give me women.
That
so stupid.
that fucking the part where the kids they're trying to rent that, like, fucking Puppy Pals movie or some shit, and he's just, like, listing off, like, fucking spread buttholes,
see, that's
cum
another
and cocks
bit
too.
that it could have been funny, but it went on too long. Like,
I don't know.
he didn't have to list 25 different pornos.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been like 8 or 9 of them, and, like, it would have landed a lot better, I think. I just think that Kevin Smith, especially for this film, did not know how to write with good timing. So that kind of kills a lot of the jokes for me.
Yeah, I got you. And you're also not. You're also. I just think from a general, like, point of view, if you're watching it from a modern point of view, I don't think this movie hits. But if you were introduced to this movie, like, earlier, like your middle school or high school years, when you're actually working that kind of job, or even college years like me, it's one of those things that's like, okay, yeah, it's real relatable and it's funny, And I thought it was good, but I'd never had the desire to go watch Clerks 2 or any of the other shit that Kevin Smith's done.
Yeah, everything else Kevin Smith has made looks really kind of unappealing. The only thing that looks okay is, like, Mallrats.
Yeah, and I think I've seen that bits and pieces, but, at the same time, this movie, I liked it, and I am in Cody's boat, though. I don't understand why it blew up. I understand why it's relatable, but I don't see this movie being so big that it blew up, unless Harvey Weinstein had this kind of job when he was younger he thought was funny. He's like, it's good shit, pal.
There's no way Harvey Weinstein had a job like this. That motherfucker, like, his parents.
Yeah, he's probably always been rich, but it's
Yeah.
all you gotta say. If you impress the right person, they'll give you a bunch of money. Look at Vince McMahon.
I mean, he probably didn't even impress Harvey Weinstein. I mean, Harvey Weinstein just owned the company. I was just making a fucking gaffe.
Well, I mean, if you look at this in the credits at the very end, he does a special thanks thing, and the first thing he thanks is, like, God, because he was religious at the time, and then his mom and dad. And at the very bottom, he's like, with, like, a separate thing, he's like, special thanks to Harvey Weinstein and all the support he's given me and all this other stuff. So obviously him and Harvey are like, and then for him to do that movie, Jay and Silent Bob, where they're literally running around the Miramax Studios and shit like that. I think Harvey Weinstein's in the fucking movie and shit.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's just one of those things. And they're, like I said, Kevin Smith's, like, really good friends with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck too. That's why they're in all of his movies. I don't think a lot of that stuff's aged really well. And like I said, Kevin Smith, I kind of look at his opinions when a comic book movie comes out and see what he thinks, or I used to, especially when the Venom movies, and I was really insecure because I want the Venom movies to be really good and have, all this good shit. And, I was like, what does he think? Because he's a big comic book guy, but, like, no one really fucking respects him. And I think we've gotten to the point in society where, like, if you don't agree with somebody's opinion, or somebody's opinion doesn't agree with you, and they're, like, high up, they're just going to attack that person online, like, that's not what it means in the fucking movie. And I'm like, look, dude, it's okay. I mean, I get like that too, but I mean, it's okay. If you want to sit there and like a shitty movie like Jason Goes to Hell or The Last Jedi, that's fine. But don't try to tell me they're great movies, because they're not.
Why would they make a movie about Venom? That doesn't make any sense. Well, guess what, fuckface? Yeah. Don't go see it, No one's telling you have to go watch it.
It still made $850 million, so fuck off,
Why would they make a movie about Morbius? He's the fucking
Hey, look.
coolest guy ever. He deserves a documentary.
About who?
Look, Alex will sit there and say he hated the fucking movie, and I can understand it. I thought it was okay, but it's not something I want to rewatch. But I did buy it because I like having that shit on physical media in case internet goes down and I can't ever watch anything like that, like a stream or whatever.
See, what it needed was an Eminem song. Morbius,
Well,
Morbius.
Gonna get that Morbius.
Gonna get
Look
that.
at the top of his Morbius.
But I think that Kevin Smith, like, how do I put this?
I think his Clint Brown taint area is just practically quivering at the thought.
It probably is, but he's kind of a not weird, but you can definitely tell his stuff landed in that certain time period. Like there's things in the early 2000s to maybe late 2000, like before you get to 2010, where that stuff was popular. Like Kevin Smith was in the fourth Die Hard movie. I can't remember what it was called. That's the one where it made a comeback after like 15 years. They made another one, and it was real popular, and he was part of it. And of course, he's a big Star Wars nut in it. It was just like he is in real life. And it's just one of those things, and it's like they kind of bled over into the Seth Rogen movies. And I don't ever have a desire to go back and watch any of his fucking movies because that was like the 2010 stuff.
Seth Rogen movies?
Yes.
Most of them are unfunny except Superbad. Superbad is funny, and I will stand.
Yeah, Superbad's funny. I've just never been a huge Seth Rogen fan.
I don't remember Superbad that much. I think Sausage Party had some funny moments in it.
I didn't like Sausage Party. I mean,
but I can't actually off the top of my head. I can't really think of a Seth Rogen movie that I'm just like adore. Like some of them are just okay. I'm wondering. Speaking of him, I'm wondering how his Ninja Turtle movie is actually going to turn out.
Probably shitty.
Ninja pussies.
Well, it's just funny because it's like we're talking about these two guys, Kevin Hart and Seth Rogen, and Kevin Smith is like like I said, this really great friend of Harvey Weinstein, and it turns out he was a sex offender, and then Seth Rogen is really good friends with James Franco, and turns out he's a sex offender.
Hey,
so it's,
my bad about what I said. Superbad isn't a Seth Rogen movie. The director was Greg Motto.
Well, no, Seth wrote it though.
Yeah, he did. You're right. Written by Seth Rogen.
It's him and his partner, the guy they've been friends since like middle school.
His gay
writing
partner,
and they write all these movies together, like Knocked Up and Superbad. And
shit. Wait, his partner?
Yeah, he had somebody he wrote the movie with.
You mean like his lover?
No, like writing partner, not his lover.
Sure. Okay.
And that's when Seth Rogen comes in. He goes, "I'm not gay. I love women. Give me women."
Like, I'm not fucking gay, dude. I love pussy.
Yeah, and I mean it's kind of like his movies, to be honest with you. And they're not. I don't know. There's a novelty that runs out, and it doesn't seem like it's. It's kind of like Will Ferrell. I know this is going to be blasphemous. Will Ferrell had this like slow burn because he's in a lot of these movies, but he did Step Brothers.
Don't you put that evil on me, Lance.
Before that, he had Old School and shit. Do what?
Said, don't you put that evil on me, Lance.
Ricky Bobby, and I fucking hate that Ricky Bobby movie.
Oh, seriously?
You don't like
God,
that?
I've watched it. I've watched it 3 or 4 times. The movie's just not funny anymore. Other Guys is hilarious. Step Brothers is really funny to me.
Will Ferrell had
but
I think it's because
Will Ferrell had
Step
that
Brothers
moment.
is okay, yeah.
He, like a lot of comedians do. He had that one like moment where he was like, to me, like knocking movies out of the park. Step Brothers, Ricky Bobby, or I guess it's Talladega Nights.
Yeah, there's one that wasn't popular, and it's actually the last movie New Line Home Cinema ever put out. It's Semi-Pro, and that movie's fucking great.
Yeah,
I love Semi-Pro.
I've never
and
seen
it's
that.
just it never got the traction that the other movies did because you get kind of burned out and shit. But then Will Ferrell puts out that Sherlock Holmes movie like 4 years ago.
I still want to.
And that movie had like a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's like comedians have this thing, I guess, where they get like kind of put into a role. It's like with Adam Sandler too. It's like he was kind of. He had that shtick outside of Billy Madison. He's like this fed up kind of dude. Like come on, man.
Yeah.
And fucking, by Click and Big Daddy, it's like, okay, I've had enough of this shit.
What? Oh man,
No.
okay, I agree with Click to an extent. I like Click, but it's definitely not one of his better movies. But Big Daddy, like I love that movie.
I don't know. I don't like Big Daddy.
I rewatched Big Daddy not too long ago, and it's like it's not as funny as it used to be. Happy Gilmore to me is still timeless.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore's funny as shit.
Happy
but
Gilmore,
Gilmore's
yeah.
great.
Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison for sure. I think Little Nicky holds up.
Well, it's funny. I'll suggest an episode to you. Owen, Alex and Jacob and Alex's wife Kristen covered it on I'll Take Three.
I'll take three.
And,
What?
Little Nickies.
I'll take three little Nickies.
I'll take 3 Little Dickies.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't help myself from saying that every time you say their podcast.
No, I got you. Yeah, I just want to give a little like if there's anybody listening to us that hasn't listened to them, like give it a listen. But they reviewed that movie, and I remember watching it like once, maybe twice, and it doesn't sound like it holds up like so fucking ever.
Waterboy.
Little Nicky? Wait, you're talking about Little Nicky? Yeah, that
Little
movie
Nicky,
sucks.
yeah, Little Nicky doesn't hold up.
Yeah, Little Nicky
Waterboy,
sucks balls.
I love Waterboy.
And I think like Longest Yard was probably the last like good movie he had for.
I think that was his big budget pinnacle though.
Yeah.
What about
You had like Sean Connery, you had the wrestlers in it, Stone Cold, Kevin Nash, Bill Goldberg.
Yeah,
you had all these stars.
Because then you
Michael
started getting garbage like Jack and Jill. It's like, oh my gosh, man.
Oh god, that movie fucking blows.
That movie
That's the
is
worst
horrible.
movie
Okay,
I've ever seen.
I've never seen that movie, but I've seen the scenes with fucking Scarface in it,
Yeah, Al
Al
Pacino.
Pacino, and I want to watch it just for those scenes where he's like in disguise
Dude,
at a
it's
Lakers
not even
game
fucking
shit.
worth it. It's just an ad. It's literally just an ad for fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
No,
That's what
he
you're
does the
watching.
song for the coffee or the donuts.
Yeah,
or
he does
whatever.
fucking Dunkin' for fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
It's fucking great. And then Al Pacino goes, "You have to burn this. Nobody
Like-
must ever see this."
Like I feel like
Yeah,
Adam
it's-
Sandler has had a bit of a comeback in the last few years. I mean, obviously he's done a couple of like good dramas, but he had that Hubie
I saw
Halloween movie.
something. He did something. I saw it on like Netflix. It was like he was having like a family, like a wedding or some bullshit.
Oh, that movie sucks. Like, yeah, he signed a
Yeah, it was
deal with
boring.
Netflix to like make movies exclusively for them, and he started off with like The Ridiculous Six, which I watched like 30 minutes of that movie. I was like, I'm out. This is terrible.
I've heard that movie's fucking garbage.
But there's some that are okay. Like I think there's one called Murder Mystery or something like that, which it's all right. But Hubie Halloween, like if you love shit like Waterboy and Billy Madison and all that, it really like pulls from that style of humor again, and I think it actually lands really well. And it also has a lot of the cast are like people from those old movies are in it, but other than that, like most of his like Netflix exclusive movies have been pretty doo doo.
yeah.
Alex said, and maybe I read it somewhere else too, because I know it's true. But Alex said that if he didn't get an Academy Award or whatever, an award for his acting in Uncut Gems, that he was just gonna make the dumbest movie he could, and like he literally did that after he didn't win anything for Uncut Gems.
He won
Because evidently he's really great in Uncut Gems.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Like that was like people were like, oh shit, Adam Sandler, and he won
He
an
went
award.
to acting school with Brad Pitt too.
Yeah, he won an award for that movie. It wasn't an Oscar, but it was some other thing. And when he went to
Academy Award or something. I don't
when he
know,
went to
man.
that
It's
other-
probably all the fucking same.
When
yeah,
did Uncut Gems come out? 2019. What the
some,
fuck is
something
this?
like that.
I've never seen this shit before.
Oh man,
It's a
it's a
I haven't
it's a
watched it, but
heavy
I've been
ass
told it's
movie.
really good.
It's
It's what?
it's heavy. It's kind of hard to watch it sometimes, like just from like the shit that's going on in it. But it's
Yeah.
it's a great movie.
Yeah, I only know the one other Adam Sandler movie where he got like serious was like Punch Drunk Love. But that's like a romantic comedy. I didn't fucking like watch that shit.
They also have like you get like 50 First Dates and
Yeah.
shit like that.
50
You know,
50
like I
First
said,
Dates is alright.
I dropped off after, so have never seen Billy Madison.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know why I've never seen it,
You
but
never got to hear
the
the,
movie,
great song.
I was
the great song "Billy Passed the First Grade."
no. I'll have to watch that movie sometime. But my grandmother, funny enough, a lot of the movies that I was introduced to was through my grandmother, and Happy Gilmore was one of those movies. So we saw Happy Gilmore, and then Waterboy came out, and I watched that and got it on VHS. And then obviously Big Daddy came out, and then I went to go see The Longest Yard in movie theater. So I've seen kind of like those big movies, the funny ones you think about.
Yeah.
But I said there's an interview. I don't know why this Clerks turned into Adam Sandler. But there's an interview that Brad Pitt was actually doing. It was like one of those celebrity. And Brad Pitt and Adam Sandler, I guess, went to acting school together or something like that. And it was really cool because, I don't know, it was a really cool little thing. And there was a comment that the teacher made to Adam Sandler, and Brad Pitt's one that brought up the story, saying that, yeah, he said you never amount to anything in acting. And then you later saw that guy, and you just offered to buy him a drink and didn't try to embarrass him in front of all your friends. This is after Adam made it big. It just kind of shows the person Adam is. Because, Adam also has like that group of friends he puts in all of his movies.
Yeah.
Where they go on vacation.
Really cool. And that's kind of like Kevin Smith. He has the same people in all of his movies where he brings them into it. Like, Randall is in all the Clerks movies, and he's in a couple other movies.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of comedians. A lot of comedians do that. I mean, Will Ferrell does that shit too. Like he has like
Saturday
a few people.
Night Live crew will do that shit. They're all together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and like I said, this movie, and I don't know how much is going to be legible because I did like go off on a huge tangent. This is probably the most fired up I've been since Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or maybe The Last Jedi too. But yeah, it's in this whole movie. Like I said, if you've ever worked retail, I suggest this movie. If you're a dude who's worked retail, definitely watch this movie at least once. The snowballing shit, I remember Cody was talking about that earlier, is disgusting. I remember almost throwing up when I first heard that.
I loved it.
And
made me
it's funny
horny.
if you. Oh God, when they. Oh. No.
I think I'm gonna.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Oh God, what is that? I think I'm gonna throw up. What is
That's from Step Brothers. He's like, "Oh, don't throw up, Alan." And he's like, "Ugh." But if you notice when they put the corpse in the ambulance, it still has a boner, and then Snowball sees it, and then he sits down next to it. And the next thing you know, Snowball's eating an ice cream cone, and the boner's gone.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I watched it, and I fucking like, that is so fucking disgusting. That Snowball shit is just disgusting to me. Like, I hate that part of the movie.
Private Snowball.
But, but it was so funny when they show a close-up of the dead old man's face after he had sex with Rita. Or not Rita, but whatever her name was. He has this kind of scrunched up smile on his face, like, And I just like heard in my voice in my head, Cody's voice going, Yeah, so Cody, tell us your true feelings about the movie.
Oh, I think I've already said my true feelings. I mean, I don't recommend this movie if that's where we're
Why would you say something so bold?
I definitely don't recommend this movie. I think it's a waste of time. And I know this isn't the first movie I've said that about since we've been recording this podcast, but like I said earlier, I would much rather watch Freddy Got Fingered over this.
Did you recommend Freddy Got Fingered?
No. I think Freddy Got Fingered was like my least favorite movie we'd ever done for this until now. Like, I think Clerks is worse. It's just...
Okay, before we get to Owens real quick, I got to ask Cody this question. Does it feel better to get your Charlie and the Chocolate Factory episode in where you get to rant about it?
It does feel good.
It's like, I got you back, fuckers.
Man, and it sucks because I was looking forward to watching this because when Owen told us this was what he was picking, I was like, man, I've never seen Clerks. I've heard good things about it. I'm excited. And like I said, 15 minutes in the movie, I'm just thinking, please get better. And it never did. And I was a little bit angry at the end of the movie, just like, oh my gosh.
Hey, you ain't got to apologize for it. This isn't offending Owen.
Yeah,
and
I don't.
I mean, Owen didn't make the movie, So
yeah.
Well, actually, Owen had a part in it. He wasn't born yet, but he had a part in it.
I was a sperm.
Your father was one of the extras in the movie.
Yeah, I was in his balls, just hanging out.
Cody, real quick. I don't know why I just thought about this because he mentioned sperm. Do you think every once in a while, I don't ever picture this, but I do now. Like when a sperm enters the egg, it's kind of like the fusion dance in Dragon Ball Z.
That's what they do, bro.
or the Patora earrings fusion. They're like, ugh, and it becomes something else, and it becomes you. You know, you see what I'm saying? It sounds pretty good, though, right?
I get what you're saying, but I don't agree. I've never thought of it that way.
Maybe it's more like a possession, like, you know, The Exorcist, and the sperm goes into the egg, and it's kind of like The Exorcist.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we'll cut to Owen because this is Owen's movie after this. But I'll just say, if I would recommend it for a one-time watch. If you've ever worked retail and you understand like where it's coming from, and maybe you don't have the same experiences as we do. I guarantee you, 9 out of 10 people have the same experiences as we do. Because guess what? People shit in the floor a lot now, and it's disgusting. And they expect you to clean it up, and they get mad when you don't have the right kind of crackers on the shelf. They get mad because there's not enough carts in the fucking store, or just something. Some old person comes in, bitches about everything. I'm like, look, I'm sorry you don't have anybody that loves you, that comes in the store with you, that will shop for you or shop with you, and you're by yourself. But you're probably by yourself because you're a fucking bitch. But anywho, Owen, what did you think about the movie, man?
What do I think?
Yeah, man, what do you think?
I
Drop
like
some knowledge.
I think it's funny.
No, do it in a beatbox, though. Go ahead,
Yeah.
start singing it.
Swinging on a vine, sucking on a piece of swine. Boom shakalaka boom shakalaka boom.
But, yeah, see, so the movie kind of reminds you of like our experiences at the store.
Yeah, it just reminds me of shooting the shit. I mean, all the shit that they joke about in this movie is basically shit that I joke about in real life and say. So that's why I think it's funny, because I think writing "I eat cocks" as a little speech bubble and having a guy walk up to it is hilarious to me. But yeah, I
And,
like
you know,
the movie.
You try to do things at the store that like will be set up that way. Like just
Yeah.
something stupid. Alex is one that got me with this. But it's like you go up to somebody who's like, "Hey, what you eating under there?" And they go, "Underwear." And he's like, "Oh, you're eating underwear?" It's really stupid. But I think it's hilarious. It's just small shit like that you kind of to entertain you throughout the day. And
Yeah.
that's the one thing about this part of the store. There's one thing that's part of this this movie that they don't really have, because you have like Dante's supposed to be really responsible, and then Randall is completely irresponsible. He's just taking the paycheck. But there's nobody that kind of like it's the whole thing's supposed to be humorous, but there's not somebody in there that's like like at least trying to be funny, like a nerd or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Because
I know they have that in Clerks too. Like they have a debate between Star Wars and Lord of the Rings in it.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
they
so-
talk about Star Wars in this one, but I mean, it's not like fucking. You know.
He was just talking about like all those innocent people who die, and to be honest with you, that sounds like a conversation we've had, Owen.
Yeah, it does.
So, you know.
So, but yeah,
But yeah, so we get 2 recommends and a hell no not recommend from Cody. So Cody, I think the next movie is yours, sir.
Yeah, so our next film is going to be The Witch.
the Vavitch actually.
The
How about the bitch?
the
No.
directorial debut of Robert Eggers, I believe that's his last name.
Yeah, Eggers.
What else has he done?
He's
The
done
Lighthouse.
that and the Norseman. Or
Yeah.
the Northman. My
The
bad.
Northman, yeah, which I still haven't watched.
okay.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
fucking love The Lighthouse. That's a good ass movie.
Yeah, The Lighthouse is very good, but it's also one of those like artsy type films. Like,
Yeah,
So is it kind of like Clerks?
no, it's way.
it's
better
in
than
black and white.
It-
Well, it's both black and white, aren't
it
they?
is in black and white, yeah, but it's actually like black and white that's good to look at.
Wait a minute. It's black and white. It's 2 people and they're stuck somewhere. I think it is. It's like the prequel.
Yeah, the prequel.
Hey,
Clerks.
what's red and black and stuck on my ass? Say it's a dog's dick.
It's a squeakquel.
Yeah, so yeah, that'll be our
So I'm actually, I didn't know he directed that. That's pretty dope.
that'll be our next film, and then I believe it's Lance's film, which will be Signs, correct?
Yes. which,
I
you know.
saw the sign.
Hey,
Cody,
Cody.
Owen, have you seen the movie Signs?
Yeah, I used to watch it a lot as a kid.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm on the same boat. Cody's never seen it, so I'm excited to get his reaction to it, and I'm excited to see how scared I get of the witch. So.
Yeah. Are you gonna, Cody? Do you enjoy M. Night Shyamalan jams?
Yeah, Lance and I talked about this on the Willy Wonka episode a little bit, but Shyamalan is definitely like hit or miss I think a lot of people probably view it that way. Like Old, I would say is a bit of a miss, but like I love The Visit and Split. Of course, I think everyone pretty much agrees Split is fantastic.
Is Old the one there on the beach or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend was watching that, and like I saw it, and like it fucking looked like the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen.
It's okay. It's not his worst movie, by far. I don't think it's as bad as Avatar for sure.
Yeah, that movie sucks nuts.
Yeah.
What about Owen? Have you ever seen Split?
Nah, I haven't. Is it a newer M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a really fucking great movie.
I think that's probably his best movie.
It's his return to form, you could say.
Well, it also helps like who he has acting in the main role. I can't remember the dude's name. He's
James
young
McAvoy.
Professor Xavier.
James McAvoy.
And McAvoy. Yeah, he does the multiple personalities things just like fucking perfect. And like I remember when that movie came out, they had talked to like some psychiatrists and stuff like that, and they were just amazed at like how he could pull the stuff off. Like I think some of them suspected maybe he had a touch of illness or whatever. And he was just like, it's just good acting, you know.
Isn't Anya Taylor-Joy the main girl in that film? I don't know if you're familiar.
I don't know who that is. Her name sounds familiar.
What are you talking about? Hold on, wait.
In Split. Hold on.
Split.
Let me look it up real quick.
Let me Google that.
Juggle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay, yeah.
Joy.
Which she is also in The Witch, so.
And she's also in.
Sweet. I'm excited to see The Witch. So we're gonna record it this coming weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to get it watched Thursday because anytime I have with my girlfriend, I'm trying to finish up Stranger Things. Like she won't let me watch it without her. So I'm still stuck on start at episode 3 for season 4. I'm like, come on, there's only like 6 more fucking episodes. I know they're like an hour and a half long a piece, and the last one's like 2 hours.
I was gonna say there's 6 episodes, but it's like 10 hours of watching.
Yeah, it's like a double feature fucking movie. I remember I sat down one night, like I'd got off work and I had to work the next day, and I was like, all right, let's watch an episode of Stranger Things. And fucking 2 hours later, it was like fucking 10 o'clock. We started at like 8, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'll tell you, the thing I could say right now, and I talked about it with her, Nancy is an extremely unlikable character.
Whoa.
I think originally she was, but she got better.
Hot take.
Well, where she's at right. What? Go ahead, Cody.
I was just saying that's a hot take because I don't agree at all. But
dude, like, she leaves Steve for Jonathan.
Yeah.
And
I said, but Steve's a cunt in the first season, though.
No, he is. I understand that. But now in season 4, they're laying the seeds that she's going to leave Jonathan and go back to Steve.
It kind of pisses me off that that's happening, too, because I'm like, why the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. And it just kind of shows you, like she's doing the same thing. Like, everything still kind of revolves around her. And, it's just kind of that. And her brother, the one who's dating 11, is kind of an asshole, too.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about it like that. Like, I was just kind of getting pissed off by like the writers, but even from like a character.
Like, and to be honest with you, I think Steve, I don't know, like, I'm sure the guy who plays Jonathan's a great actor, but the way they've written Jonathan, he hasn't changed since like season 2. He's always worried about his little brother. He's worried about his mom. And now he smokes weed. That's the only change they've done.
I do agree.
Steve has turned into like.
I do agree that
Steve has turned into like a paternal mother to the whole group of kids and all that shit.
Yeah.
And he's caring and all that stuff. So he's got some growth. Nancy doesn't have any growth, in my opinion.
I agree.
I like
that
the
Mike
fucking dude with no teeth.
Dude, Mike fucking sucks. He's the worst character. He's always a fucking bitch. He's always like.
Out of like that friend group, he is the worst.
Yeah, dude. Anytime fucking 11 does like anything that's like cool, like when she hit that fucking, I don't know if you guys have you guys seen all of it?
I have. Lance has.
Okay,
I'm on season 4 yet.
Okay, so you've gotten to the part where she like fucking hits that bitch in the head, right?
Yeah, that part right there. I don't know anything after that, so don't say anything.
Okay, yeah. There's nothing else after. I'm not going to talk anything after that episode, but when she does that and fucking Mike's like, "What did you do?" Like he's always like
yeah, it's
that.
like, dude, you saw what the fuck
Yeah,
happened.
it's like, why don't you fucking like have somebody's back for once, you little cunt? Like I
Yeah,
fucking hate him.
Yeah, because I think as a viewer, you see that moment happen, you're like, yeah, good for you. Fuck that girl.
Yeah, that's what I was. I was like, dude, hit her again, is what I was fucking saying. But then he's like, no,
I
don't
did the
do
same
it.
fucking thing. I'm like, oh no, she's gonna get in trouble. But I'll tell you one thing I didn't see. And, he was a complete asshole the entire time as a character, but Billy at the end facing off the mind flare, even though he was still possessed, that was pretty fucking cool. Because he saved Eleven from it.
Yeah.
Because she was, saying something nice about his mom, and that touched the human still inside.
Bimmy.
And
As I
thought that was really... Do what?
I said I call him Bimmy.
And I just thought that was really cool. I was like, damn, he got killed. I wasn't expecting him to get killed like that, but it was really fucking cool. But,
yeah, he had a redemption.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of funny. I was sitting there like, so all those people just melted into this fucking monster, and then that's it? That's fucking weird.
And then they all fucking disappear and die.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, well,
I think season 4 is like the best season out of the whole show, though. It straight up feels like a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and I love it. I love it.
Well, that's cool. I still think right now I like season 1, but none of the seasons have been a waste of time for me.
Right? Yeah, they're all good.
It's been a really good show. I'll tell you, I can't say the same thing about the Star Wars shows.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like, guess what? These shows are like, every one of these episodes, like the shortest episode of Stranger Things is like 45 minutes. Star Wars, the longest episode they can give us is like fucking 50 minutes. Piss off. When, Stranger Things can release like fucking 8 episodes and the show actually be good. That just shows they don't have good writers in Star Wars, but, whatever.
Wait, what?
Anyway,
what
I
Star
guess
Wars show are you talking about?
Boba Fett, Obi-Wan's kind of... Yeah, it's a good show, Obi-Wan, but for the beginning and for the ending. But they literally took a script that they had for an Obi-Wan movie that was for like 2 hours long, and they stretched it into 6 hours long.
It was really weird when you saw Yoda show up in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he went into the back room and pooped in a crate.
Yeah, he jerked off too.
Well, yeah, and I feel like this one art imitates life,
All right, let's wrap this shit up.
All right, bye.
Everybody, thanks for listening to Filmoscopy. If we have offended you, then you're probably one of those people we don't like that come in the retail stores. So
yeah, and you're probably
see you
fucking
next time.
stupid. So bye.
And now,
yeah, exactly. Bye.
Here's 30.
If you even know what that word means.
Here's 37 goodbyes in a row.
Goodbye.